Ooh, well, since it's gonna be like that, I'm I'm paying attention. Don't mind me, but what up, Cheryl? How you doing? Happy New Year. What up, Buddha? I'm good, and you? I over the Christmas holidays, I brought me another sketchbook, and like I was telling my sister, I don't know what I was thinking because even my small pictures take me hours. Well, I never the COVID. What up, Gloria? Keisha's doing. Happy New Year to you. Keisha's doing good. She's starting to come around. But like I was saying last week, it hadn't hit me. So maybe I already had it. But I know when I went to the doctor in September, they told me I had the antibodies. So, oh wow, I hope you get over that flu soon. Because the flu ain't no joke either. But like I was saying, when I went to the doctor in September, they did buku different various tests on me, and the woman told me I had COVID antibodies. So maybe that's why I'm not doing as bad as they're doing because I already got mine in September, August, September, October. But I'm compared to them and whatnot, I'm doing good. I haven't really gone through anything as far as COVID goes. Not now. And I don't know. Keisha finally come up out hers. I don't know. Maybe it's because she don't like us nursing her. Come here. Sound like something back there. Something fell back there or something. But I know she don't really like us nursing her. And because she was getting better because a few days ago she pop up and she tell me and Curtis, when I get better, I'm gonna get y'all. Wow. I hope y'all get over y'all flu. But come maybe Tuesday, she pop up and she tell me and Curtis, when I get better, I'm getting y'all. And I was like, what you mean? She said, y'all making me drink this water. Y'all making me eat this jello. Y'all making me eat stuff I don't want to eat. I was like, wow, is that serious? Like, that you gonna threaten us? She said, yeah, because I don't want to drink no water. And I don't want to eat no damn jello. I was like, okay then. We could feed you something else. What you want to eat? Never got an answer. But a few days or so ago, I made her some grits, and she said she liked the grits, but she's still complaining about the grits, talking about you ain't have enough butter and salt in them. Excuse me, you ain't have enough butter and salt in them. And at first I was gonna go off on her about it, but I just let it ride. You know how them sick people be ornery and disgusting. She's one of them. She gets real, and that's how I know she coming around. Cause now she won't start fussing and being a pain in the ass now. Talking about I'm only gonna eat what I want to eat, and y'all can't make me eat no other time. And Keisha don't start. This ain't the time. Then we was watching 600 Pound Life today, and sometimes when I watch that show, some of them people remind me of Keisha as far as attitude and whatnot, whatnot. Well, today when we was watching it, she was saying how, damn, that bro remind me of me. And when she said that, I was like, wow, because this particular broad just popped up on the show, like she popped up in the ER, and whatever ER she went to wasn't capable of handling her size or something. So they sent her to Dr. Now, straight up. And I think her name was Margaret. And I was like, wow. You know, I had never seen them get a person like that before. But Margaret didn't want to do this. Margaret didn't want to do that. But like I was telling Keisha, I said, nah, maybe you shouldn't say you Margaret, because if you was in Margaret's situation, you would just be mad as fuck with me, because Margaret was bedridden, or she gave up the appearance that she was bedridden. And Margaret and her mama was fussing and all that. She said, whenever my mom doesn't give me my way, I just tell her, you doing that because you don't love me. I was like, girl, that shit wouldn't bother me. Your ass would be laying up in that bed eating whatever the fuck I give you. And you'll just be a mad motherfucker. I'll be like, bitch, you want something else to eat, bitch? Get up then. You know, and maybe you think that's cruel or whatever. But when they're bedridden, let's be real. When you bedridden and you 700 pounds and plus, and you can't do nothing basically, you can't stand up, when you having those type of problems, the only way you stay 700 some odd pounds is because the person that's taking care of you is enabling you. And she went to Dr. Now, and while she was in the hospital, she lost something like maybe 30, 40 pounds. She was in the hospital for 2 weeks. And I was telling Keisha, I say, look at her. You know, you could tell from the look on her face, because most of them control the look on their face pretty good. What's up, Mika? How you doing? Oh, nothing right now. Right now, I'm talking about the 600-pound life I watched recently. But I was talking about, it led me into whatever Keisha. We was talking, and she was like, "Wow, that woman's attitude, that is me." And I was telling her, if you were 700 pounds and could not move like that woman, you would just be mad with me, because you would have got down regardless. Because I wouldn't have been giving you all that shit like that. The woman lost weight, she did good. But when she went for her second appointment, she was like, "Oh no, bitch, what you been eating?" Because she only lost a few pounds then. That was sad to see that woman in that bed like that. And she was only in her 30s, like completely bedridden. Well, I'm gonna say 90% bedridden, because she was doing some things. But as far as her getting up and walking, and she said she could sit up on the bed on her own. And that was before, you know, she went to the doctor or whatever. I fell asleep on it though, so I can't really tell you everything about it. I guess I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. But I know she went there and she was like, "Doctor, now I'm disappointed in myself." And Dr. Now was like, "As well, you should be." I was like, "Ooh, burn." Because that old man don't care what he tell people. He's, and so I know she finally got the surgery. I don't know what happened after all that. Man, as I was saying before, I was talking to my sister about, me doing my sketches and whatnot, whatnot. And my small sketchbook takes me hours to complete a drawing, a picture, call it what you will. So I got bigger people. I moved up to something like a 9 by 12. And yeah, it is hard to change bad habits rapidly. But this woman, if come here, if her situation was truly like what it was, or however, something fell in there again. I don't know what the hell going on back there. If if this woman was truly bedridden like she said, but the thing about that situation was her mama got the gastric sleeve too. And if she did all that and went through all that, you know, within them years that it took her to finally get the surgery herself, Her mother, if they were truly dedicated to like they were saying, they could have did it without Dr. Niles' help. Dr. Now think the girl was getting up and eating while her mama wasn't there, which might be possible because after a while she was able to move like, and they had her in the living room, I guess you would call it, right next to the kitchen, and she would get up and walk to the more outer part of the living room. What up, Latanya? Happy New Year. May you have a blessed year as well. And I don't know. I know she blamed her father for her abuse and her mother because when her mother left her father, she left her with him, but took her other daughter and talking about, Mom, you made me feel like you didn't want me. Well, leaving her there, did she really want her? And yeah, that's about the part I went to sleep on when she was talking to Dr. Penguin and her mama. Is that man named Dr. Penguin? Penguin? Pelican? I don't know. But man, why? It looked like these people. Okay, the whole time I'm watching the show, all I'm seeing is two little dogs. But then eventually I see a third. Why do they always have all them damn animals, man? I guess that goes into showing to their mental as well. Because, right, I understand that. Just like I have a coke addiction. I really do. And at one time I didn't drink not one cool drink. Now I have a coke addiction. Seriously. Look, I have, when I was sick though, it kind of got away from me, dude. I didn't want the shit. But it's like, I'm not going to say as soon as I got better, like I had to progress back into the addiction. But Keisha had brought me some cokes and something that I would normally go through in 2 or 3 days, maybe even a week, was there for weeks. But eventually I killed it. But it took me almost a month. And then my addiction was like, hey, welcome back. That's like I was talking to Curtis, and Curtis said, I can honestly say I have a noodle addiction. And I was like, excuse me? He said, yes, I have a noodle addiction, and it's hard for me. And I'm looking at him like, wow. And I'm like, well, I guess at least he knows he has an addiction, but he's not lying. He will eat any kind of noodle. He don't want plain pasta though. Oh no, I don't like Dr. Pepper. I never really did like Dr. Pepper. Uh, oh wow, I never really did like Dr. Pepper. Um, and no word of lie, Keisha's up in there tripping and she's mad. Talking about when I start eating again, y'all gonna be mad because I'm gonna make y'all eat what I'm eating. And I'm like, girl, get the fuck out here. We Once Keisha started with all her crazy diet shit and whatnot, they sometimes eat it. I sometimes eat it. But if it ain't what we want to eat, you girl go on. And I'm trying to, okay, you like them. But every time he goes to the store, Curtis is getting 3 boxes of that. And you know, them come in a cup and it's like 12 to a box or whatever. And he don't always get chicken and teriyaki. He get chicken teriyaki, he get beef teriyaki. The other day I saw he had some garlic chicken noodles. Um, but he has an addiction to them Asian cup noodles. You know, ramen. He don't want that shit no more. He done graduated. And he also do them other ones that come in a little pan. You know which ones I'm talking about? They come with that red wrapper on them. He really do have a. It used to be regular soup, but now he's made it in a ramen. Right. He get like 3 cases of the little bowl cup ones, and he'll get like 12 of the other ones. And when that shit be gone, he be like, "Man, why I didn't eat them? Why did I eat my last pack of ramen?" And he really be tripping about the noodles. And you'll think maybe he's adding things to them. Nope, nope, nope. He just eat them like that with water and whatnot. He does. He really got one. Like if he fuck with the Americans, that's like emergency noodles. Like he really don't want them, but he'll eat them. And I'd be like, damn, you know, are noodles really that much of an addiction? I'm telling you, he could do a video. What up, DC and Lisa? Good morning. Happy New Year. He and he only get one particular brand. He don't want all them other different noodles and shit. He get 2 particular brands. I don't know their names or whatever, but one come up in the cup and one come in the pan. That's like I cook. They'll eat that. They'll eat it. He'll eat when I cook. But thanks. He'll eat when I cook, but he still that's like he was up early this morning. You know what? I wonder what he was eating. Hold on, let me find out. Curtis! You told me this morning you had got up and you made you something to eat. What you had made?
Mm, I think I had, well, yeah, I had those two racing stuff you made yesterday.
Hmm?
I had those tutorial racing stuff you made.
Why you just making your own plate?
Oh, oh,
The fuck going on around here? Okay, so excuse me. He had greens for breakfast. Wow. I don't know what he was in here. That's why I had to ask him. Because I was like, damn, he got it smelling good up in there. What the hell he eating? And I thought it was noodles. But he was like, man, soon the very first grocery trip we make back to the store, I'm getting me some noodles. Well, tomorrow's supposed to be the very first grocery trip. I guess Keisha felt better now because she came harassing me about going to the store. And I was like, no, no, no. Don't be forcing me to say I'm the reason you went back to the fucking store and you ain't feeling good. When we make that trip, I'll tell y'all how that went. I was gonna go live last Friday on a walk in the fat woman's shoes. But once I started hearing them gunshots, it kind of lulled me to sleep because I'm used to hearing gunshots for New Year's, you know, and yeah, she feeling better. I'm used to hearing gunshots for New Year's. So when I heard them gunshots and whatnot, I was like, nope, Mel, just go to sleep. Cause you know they're gonna stop shooting about 12:30. And you're gonna be done miss your window of good sleep. Some people say good rain make them go to sleep, which it does. It helps me. It makes me go to sleep because I'm from a place that always raining and thundering and lightning, and that's how we just would go to bed. And we also used to go to bed hearing gunshots, and that's why I was always. Me and my sister was talking about that today. You know, because Keisha always likes to tease me and say, "Man, you ain't grow up in the hood and whatnot, whatnot." And that don't bother me what she said because I know. Oh well, no, they were shooting their guns and you could tell it was guns, and I was like, "Oh wow." For some reason, firecrackers being popped work on my damn nerves. Like, quit popping them motherfuckers. Don't When we popped firecrackers back in the day, we would go in the country and shit. Quit popping that shit, making all that fucking noise. But I myself used to love a good firecracker. It's just like as I got older, I ain't want to hear that shit no more. And you know, going to sleep to gunshots used to just be a way of life. And you just knew wasn't no sirens gonna be coming, and you just knew eventually they stopped shooting. And once they stopped shooting, then if anybody was hurt, then you'll hear them sirens. But other than that, wasn't no sirens, wasn't no police coming. Man, Keisha thinks I secretly want a cat. I don't know how I feel about that because I don't really like cats. What up, 951? All right, then. Right, the good old days. And I just, my neighborhood just was not all frills and shit like Keisha thought. You know, it took years for my neighborhood to get to them frills. And working with community and the police finally putting some of the right people in jail. But it took years for our neighborhood that I grew up in to get to be that peaceful. And like we were sitting there talking, me and my sister, and we were like, the good neighborhood. See, that's how you know motherfuckers don't really pay attention because um, in New Orleans we call them scatter sites, but they really government funded apartment complexes, too small to be the projects. Yeah, mine passed a little over a year ago, and now I'm not a cat lover like that. Like I don't mind cats, but as far as a pet for me, no. See that running up curtains and people think it's inhumane to declaw them and shit like that. I ain't got time for no cat because if I had a cat, it would keep boots on. You're not scratching me up, and let's just say I've been scratched up a many a time by cats. Not, I'm gonna say maybe three cats, and when a cat decides to get their claws into you, that shit ain't no fun. It ain't no joke. And you remember back in the day, like early 2000, late 90s, and the baggy jeans and shit was in. You saying a bunny is a good pet? I've had a bunny as a pet, and I had a rabbit. She wasn't all that fucking nice to us. Rest in peace, Fluffy. That motherfucker was mean to us. She would let us pet her or whatever, but when she didn't want to be bothered, you better leave her the fuck alone. And once she started having all those, I'm gonna say maybe, look, this bitch was vicious. She used to always eat her babies. And the only way that we had a set of babies from her, my mama took them and raised them in the house. And after they were big enough, then we put them back in with her. But before that, that fucker would eat all her babies. It got to the point my daddy just stopped breeding her. But I think my daddy was raising them rabbits like that because he was going to have him fresh rabbit meat. Right. She would eat all her babies. But the two that my mama saved and put them back in, we don't know what happened to them. I know one of them died, and but something ate the face off that one. See, the people are just like people are in the dogs and cats and all that other shit. People are into rabbits. I'm not into rabbits like that. I don't know all their breeds and shit. I do know the lion head has like a head like a lion and buku fur in the first and all that. But all I could say about my rabbit was the female. Oh, rabbit is delicious. Rabbit as a dish. My daddy used to make it into a stew. He would take that rabbit, he'll season it, he'll cut it up, and then he would fry it up. Then he'll put it in a broth, well, a roux, and he would boil that rabbit and throw some potatoes in there. Not necessarily sweet potatoes, but potatoes. And I didn't eat rabbit with my daddy. I just couldn't. But I paid attention when he was cooking. And so I got me a rabbit. When I got older, I got me a rabbit and I cooked me up a rabbit stew. And obviously it was so delicious because uh, my aunt, Keisha aunt, was babysitting and she was like, "You had some chicken stew up in there." Well, I didn't cook tonight. Me and the boys ate that. And I was like, "Chicken stew?" She said, "Hey, you had a chicken stew and a brown gravy with some potatoes in it." Oh man, that shit was off the chain. Me and them boys killed that. And so she said chicken stew. I'm like, only stew I had in there was rabbit stew. I said, call me one of them boys. Let me talk to one of them boys. I said, what chicken stew y'all ate? The rabbit. I want y'all to tell y'all ain't see that was rabbit. They said, no. We had some with you before you left. And why not eat the rest with her? They're good too. Look, I grew up in the city of New Orleans, okay? But I'm country, straight up, on both sides. Um, on my mama's side, I'm the second generation born in the city of New Orleans. And on my daddy's side, I'm the first generation. So we spent a lot of time in the country. We would definitely go visit my dad's people a lot. And sometimes we would visit my mama's people. But see, by the time that I really came around, my grandma people were not country like that. They just lived in the country. Uh, we would go out there, you know, run and play in the orchards and help them tend the land sometimes. 0951, you don't know what you're missing out on. I used to be like that. I used to be like that. I still can't really get down with a fresh chicken. But run one of them bitches past me now. Let's see. But my daddy, we would take trips to go to the country, and sometimes, see, I didn't steal it. Unless my daddy was tired, sometimes we'll go to the country, do what we had to do, and make a turnaround trip. Come right back home. You know, hey mama, how you doing? I just came up here to blah blah this, blah blah that. I'll see y'all next time we come through. The only reason I would refuse food when I would go to the country was uh if I saw them just fresh killed the chicken, or if they had all that fucking cayenne in it. Hell nah. Fuck no. Uh but they didn't run too many weird things across us because they used to like to play us. What I mean by play us is, oh, they live in New Orleans. Fuck that mean. We coming out here by y'all motherfuckers. Y'all really gonna play us like that? Oh, they city children. Yeah, we live in the city, but don't you see how much time we out here, motherfucker? They wouldn't give us no, what I would say, exotic meats. I had my first piece of deer from one of my daddy friends who was from Houston. He had went hunting, and him and his friends had a couple of deer. Him and my daddy talked. He came down, and we did a couple. He brought like a couple of rolls, and we cut one up. We made a venison stew, and we cooked the other one like a roast. And I was about 14 the first time I ate deer meat. But my daddy would always cook some weird old country shits that I was just not. Look, I don't know what they call it, but I've seen a show and they called it Cowboy Stew on there. And I just can't ever bring myself to eat that shit because it has the heart. Only animal heart that I have tried to eat was the chicken heart. And that's because you buy that pack of gizzards at the store and it's called gizzards and hearts. Oh, 951 pickled pigtail is delicious. Um, Pickled and smoked, it don't matter. And damn, hold on, I'm gonna catch that thought again. Hold up. They wouldn't feed us and stuff like that. Like my brother would go up there without us and they'll go squirrel hunting and shit like that. They ain't give us none of that. Never had squirrel. Don't know what it tastes like. Um, they would eat possums and shit. No, thank you. But all that other shit. Oh, I was talking about the Cowboys too. It has kidneys, hearts, and liver in it. Now I don't mind liver, but I brought kidneys back when I was feeding my dogs a raw diet. And if you cut up them kidneys or you just ball them kidneys, you can smell the piss. Like I bought them kidneys for that dog, and I just gave her the pot to eat out of. Like I don't even want to cook out that pot no more. Like you can literally smell strong urine in the air when you were cooking those kidneys. Mm. Hey, whatever excuse you use is your excuse. But I'm telling you, that kidney, that liver, and that heart, beef heart, no. Shit. And they would cut that up into big chunks and they would ball that shit down. My daddy never, see, that's part of why I did not like my daddy cooking. And I think he did that shit on purpose. Because some shit my daddy cook will be tender as fuck. But other shit, it's like if he didn't want us to eat it, he'd just cook it to cook like. Like he didn't cook it till it was tender. Like even now, when I cook beef tongue, it's tenderer than my daddy cooked it. But I never really ate that with him either. And he in New Orleans used to be able to get the pig tongue loaf. Oh my God. She she I still I still fuck up some hog head cheese. But you got to cook it right. It got to be from the right company. Like when Dixie used to make some awesome hog head cheese. And they used to come in two little things like little muffins. And they made some good hog head cheese. But now the only hog head cheese I eat is Richard's. And that's from a company out there where my daddy from. And right, I want to do something like that, but I refuse to pay $30 for a hog head. I'm sorry, because the hog head has a lot of unutilized meat on it, like the guanciale and the which is the cheek meat, and and the lip. I'm trying to get my sister to send me a jar of pickled pig lips. Like I cannot find them nowhere in Dallas anymore. And the ones I found online is like, what the fuck am I gonna do with a whole gallon of whole pig lips? Not gonna be able to do that. So, like I told my sister, even then, if even if you just find the the small jar, which is only a pint, and it only has two or three lips in it, I said, get me that. I get a taste for it every now and then. I wish I could convince my sister to really get me a box and ship me a box of the shit that I want. What I mean by that is, let's go through the list. Like, send me a pound of some Chisasi ham. Send me a pound of Manda roast beef. Send me 5 pounds of pickled pig rib tips. Send me 5 pounds of tails. Um, Send me 2 pounds of community New Orleans blend decaf. Um, Send me the jar pig lips. And I was on the phone with her. She was eating on some things called anchovy stuffed olives. Send me some of that too. Really, I think I'm gonna go ahead on and sell 10 pound of pickled rib tips. Give me 10 pounds. And let's see what else. You can go ahead on and put them chiwis in there if you want. Green onions. I only need 1 pack. I'm not really a big fan of snacks like that no more. Um, is that it? No, I need me some French bread. See, because I could get blue plate at the store. I could get and that's about it. Right, 951. And that's what I told her. Especially the New Orleans blend. Really, it don't even have to be community. Just give me a coffee and chicory decaf. Oh wow. No, 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 Mika. Sorry to say this. Everyone's French braid is not created equal. Right, Chiwi's the original Cheetos. But everyone's French braid is not created equal. Um, like I go to the store, I go to Walmart, I buy a French bread, and I use that term loosely because that's not no French bread to us. New Orleans French bread is a thin, crisp loaf. Um, right, Liedenheimer. Right, Wood, I will be. I'll be eating damn good. Oh, I know what you meant. And you know, my sister work on my fucking nerves because she has a friend that works at Liedenheimer, and she told me that every week or so, right, fresh best French bread ever. She told me every week or so he brings her bread from Liedenheimer. And she was like, "Oh, I got me a fresh loaf of French bread." And I was like, "Bitch, if I could get through this phone, I'd be choking you. Because I know you're just doing that shit to rub it, bitch. At this point, I know you're just rubbing it." Oh, and I'm also need you to send me a pound of luncheon liver cheese. Because even though I get a variety of liver cheese, it ain't the liver cheese we used to. Um, for real. She'd be like, "Oh, you remember I told you about my friend from Leidenheimer's?" And she'd be like, "He just brought me a delivery." I'd be like, "You dirty, dirty bitch." They're gonna tell me, "Well, if you move back home, you wouldn't have that problem. We could be sharing this bread." I was like, "Bitch, in your dreams." I don't know. I don't know. What else would I want? No, that's pretty much about it. Because she be, yeah, that's pretty much it. I could get crab ball out here. She does, but she's so busy. I don't think she does anything with it. Like I haven't seen her do a channel in a while. Right, 951, I am closer. But let me tell you the difference. It's either an hour plane ride or 8 hour car ride. Now, everybody's like, just do the hour, spend the day and come back. I've done that before. But when it gets time for me to leave, I don't want to leave. And I prefer, who wouldn't prefer the hour on the plane and then come back? But the thing about the hour on the plane is I miss going to other places because don't nobody, what up, Miss Boosie? How you doing? Because don't nobody make smoking meat like Church Point. Well, in the country. Don't nobody do that country shit like in the country. Like you can't really get good boudin in New Orleans. I'm sorry, you just can't. You cool? Girl, get you some cover and a good shot. Girl, look here, 951. For me to get a pack of Hog-Ears cheese by Richard's, it costs me $4. And there's only 3 slices in there, which I don't mind. Because I don't eat Hog-Ears cheese like that. It's every few months or whatever. It might even be a year. But that double D, um, for the 3 pound pack, which they like to sell it in a lot out here, it's something like $20 now. And let's see, I can't find Manda out here. And patents for that little thing, for that little, you know that little container of smoked sausage patties. They want, I think, $10 for it. What up, Miss Harris? How you doing? Hello, how you? Happy New Year. Oh wow. Ooh. And the cost in that community that I'm talking about is $8 a pound here. I just don't want to pay $8 for no damn pound of coffee. And I know in New Orleans it's $4, $5 maybe. She feeling all right. Hey, your mama just called one of y'all. I Your mama just called one of y'all. Yeah, she getting better. every now and then. But I don't have ice in it. I really drink the bottled coffees. My sister like iced coffee. She tried to introduce me to it, and I'm sorry. I just feel like coffee is just not meant to be drinking cold to me. I'm sorry. I go to Starbucks. Curtis be getting all them big old pretty cups of shit and all that. Look at that. You can't even say Starbucks around these motherfuckers around here. He all the way back there talking about that. I hear Starbucks. Um, we go to Starbucks. They get them big old pretty frappuccinos and mocha lattes or some shit. Caramel macchiatos. With a light soy. Ask him what I get. Where you ducked off to? I go to Starbucks and I rarely change. No, that wasn't Curtis. That was Dwayne. That was Dwayne. Curtis. When Curtis go, he gets something that's like in the biggest cup they got, and he gets it's some kind of cookie shit, and that mug be cold. It be tall. Is a vanilla color, and it have cookie crumbs in it, and I don't know. I think he called it a cookie bomb or cookie fizz or some shit like that. I don't know, but I guess if I was to go to Starbucks and be like, y'all got some kind of cookie drink, they would know what I'm talking about. Miss Harris, really? Well, I'm going to blame my parents. And the reason I say I'm going to blame my parents is um, I don't know if well, yeah, they had a love for coffee. Like every time or every night when I would sleep there growing up, and even when I would go back after I moved out, I can guarantee if I get up after my daddy, I'm going down there to a cup of coffee, unless he done drunk the pot. So, um, but they started some, I want to say neighborhood watch type shit thing, and it was like for the community, and it wasn't just for our block or the next blocks around us. It was like for a big section that my mama started this neighborhood watch community thing shit. And one of the people who were part of it owned a coffee shop. No, Miss Harris is not the same. And as I was saying, one of the people was part of it, they owned a coffee shop. And oh my God, it wasn't that far from the house either. It was like, okay, we would walk to the park. The park was already 2 blocks away. Nah, we only used the percolator on vacation. And I used the percolator when I moved in my own house. Matter of fact, I took the very percolator that we used to go on vacation with and moved in my house with it. And but we would go to this coffee shop because we was in our teens at this point. So, it's the grown up thing to do. So We would walk to the park, play with the dog and whatnot, and instead of just going straight back home, we'll go them 2 blocks to the coffee shop. And well, my brother was older than me. He wouldn't necessarily go to the park. Sometimes we would just go to the coffee shop. And this was our first experience, at least my first experience besides PJs. If you don't know what PJs is they're like pre Starbucks. And but my drink has not changed that much over all these years. My drink is still like coffee, a mocha with cinnamon. That's how I like my coffee. A mocha with cinnamon, and I sweeten it myself. Right, 951, because I don't remember the name of that coffee shop, because as we were growing up, ownership changed hands, and the pastries changed. Like before, you could just get like maybe a croissant and some muffins, or but they changed it to a breakfast coffee shop. But as the years went on, there was a PJs at the corner of my mama's house before we sold it and whatnot. There was a PJs at the corner, but I remember my very first time drinking an espresso, and I said I never drink an espresso again. And I'm about to explain to you why. On this particular day, my friend was at our house. Mm, right now, 5-1. But as I was saying about the espresso, and you won't get me to drink another one, my friend was over at my house. Uh, we where I worked at, there was in the mall where I worked at, there was a blockbuster, and back then, Blockbuster was some big shit. So I had to go to work, but he was like, "Well, you work up there by the coffee shop and the blockbuster and whatnot." Now, mind you, the coffee shop is like 3, 4 blocks from my job now. I don't think I went to work that day. I think we just wanted to go up there and mess around at the mall because it had the sporting goods store, right, 951. It had the sporting goods store there. I used to work at Riverview. Uh, yeah, that's funny. Your mama had fun on Bourbon Street. It's like a real tourist thing to say, but it's all right. And because I've had so much fun in the city of New Orleans, and more than just on Bourbon Street. But I'm a native. There's things I like to do. But so me and my friend, we catch the bus up there, right? I think I did have to go to work because I was worried about getting wet. Well, while we in the coffee shop, he's like, "I'm getting the espresso." I was like, "I've never had an espresso." He looked at me like, you amateur. And I'm like, how dare you look at me like that? What's so about the espresso? He said, look, I'm going to get you one too. So he orders me this espresso. Now I already knew they come in a little cup. And he brings me they bring us our drinks and whatever while we're at the table talking and whatever. And I'm like, I knew espresso was small, but okay, service merchandise. Okay, Lakewood. I was like, I'm used to my coffee. He was like, this is a whole nother experience. And then he put something in it. I was like, do you have to sweeten it or whatever? He was like, yeah. What up, Shay? How you doing? So, wow, service merchandise. I used to like them. Do I know Candace? Do you know Candace? So we get the espresso. I just put like a little pack of Sweet Low, I think, in it. That was your first job? No, this is my second or so. Because I used to work at the Winn-Dixie at the mall. Up down at Riverside, they had the Ashmans, the Blockbuster, the TJ Maxx, the Winn-Dixie, and they had some other big store at the other end. I don't remember what it was. And I used to love Service Max. Well, Service Merchandise. We used to go to the one across the river on Manhattan. So when we drinking the espresso and whatever, I just put a Sweet Low in it and I stir it up. He's just watching me the whole time I'm doing what I'm doing and shit. And I'm like, what you staring at me like that for? Nothing. You're a newbie to this, and I just want to see how you make it and whatever. So after I mix my Sweet Low in it, I taste it. What the fuck? I said, this shit ain't get sweet. He said, that's why I was looking at you. You're going to need a lot more than that if you want it sweet. Right. The memories. He was like, you're going to need a lot more in there if you want it sweet. All right. So I get the sugar. And I mix it up. Okay, it's tolerable now. So while we drinking and talking, we kind of sipping it for a second because it starts to rain. So at that point, it wasn't raining that bad. So I was like, let's just drink this shit and go. We'll walk to where we going and whatnot. And do what we have to do. I think I might have been off that day and head back to the house. Man, we just drunk those espressos like shots, like the shots they were. And we get up and we like, do we want to go in this rain? Do we want to go in this rain? Well, we got to go in the rain because we don't know when it's going to stop or if it's going to stop. We walking in that rain. I ain't feel none of that shit. I'm like, yeah, I know it's raining, but I don't know. It was just like an unusually warm summer rain. And we walking in that rain, that shit ain't bothering us. It's like, that rain wasn't bothering the fuck out of us. And we walked 4 or 5 blocks in this rain now. Now this is where you think the rain gonna bother us, right? We about to go into a store with air conditioning. Shit ain't bother us either. I said, wow. And you drink this shit all the time? He was like, I always get that. I was like, you fucking junkie. I was like, you keep your fucking espressos. I don't want no espressos. And I don't even get espresso shots and shit. Like they go to Starbucks and shit, and Dwayne be like, give me 2 espresso pumps. I'd be like, wow, for real? He like, you just don't know. I was like, you junkie. I was getting that 951 because I talk about I love a good Turkish coffee. But I talk about my parents liking coffee. I don't know where the hell my grandma got this coffee from, but she got a pound of found ground Cuban coffee. Now, this is before I knew my grandmother had friends in Cuba. So I guess one of them might have sent it to her. She was like, oh, no, I don't drink coffee like that no more. I drink my coffee weak and blah, 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 blah. You can have it. My grandmother changed my life because that Cuban coffee, I went home. It was nighttime and fucked around and made a pot of that Cuban coffee. Delicious flavor. Yeah, I like Cuban and Turkish coffee as well. I think I like the strong, the power of it. Yeah, but it didn't take me long to go through that pound of coffee like that. And I was at my grandma's house like, your friend singing some more coffee you don't want? You don't have no more coffee? You ain't got no more of that Cuban coffee? And my grandma was like, wow. Like, no, I don't have no more of that. My friend give it to me. I told you I don't drink it no more, so I give it to you. I know y'all be going to them coffee houses and stuff like that. Boy, changed my life. And that Cuban coffee, I was kind of looking at it funny. I ain't know if I wanted to fuck with it because when she gave it to me, it was in something like a brown paper bag, like. And I was like, this kind of suspicious, this suspect shit to me. You love Turkish tea. I ran through the teas pretty fast. They're not flavors. They're the coffee grinds of Cuba or Turkey. They really do have some good rich coffee. It's nothing like American coffee. It's not even like my fucking New Orleans blend community. My New Orleans blend community. It's Turkish or Cuban coffee. If you get you a good brew, a good barista, see, and that's the thing about coffee houses now and shit like Starbucks. They don't offer those type of things. See, you saying you never heard of those flavors. No, it's the coffee from those countries. And there are some good rich blends. Delicious. No. Turkish tea. I was talking about teas with Keisha the other day because I want her to drink more tea instead of Oh hell no! Look, m- my brother and my sister were nerds. Um, and they went to school with privileged kids. So once my brother started hanging around those privileged kids and shit like that, he started bringing it back bits and pieces to us. Right, it's roasted differently and all kind of shit. It's ground differently as well. It's not as thick of a grind like American coffee. But once my brother started going to school with them and he started hanging with them and shit like that, he started bringing home little drops of knowledge. And that's how I ended up in the coffee houses and in the teas and all that shit. But I think I got the teas from my sister. But I know I got the coffee from my parents. You know, they used to bring us to Barnes and Nobles back in the day. And Barnes and Nobles, I don't know if they're still like that now, but they used to have a PJs in there. And we would get our coffee and we just pick and, try whatever. But they're commercial like. You need to go to an old school like coffee house to get real other countries blended coffee. I drink a lot of ginger, lemon ginger, but I ain't gonna lie to you. My favorite tea they stopped making. And I don't know how to feel about that because there was only one place in Dallas in which I could buy it at, and they don't sell it no more. And it's been some years now, but I ain't got no choice but to deal with it. Maybe I could look it up and see if they sell it online. Your brother, the king of coffee? Nah, my brother, he wants the title, I'm sure of it. But I have to give that to my mama. I really do. It would be her coffee I would be stealing out the cup. Uh, Fuck, she didn't just know these people on GP. You know, she didn't just hang with coffee brewmeisters on GP. And she's the one that gave it to us. So he could want it all he want. She got that one. And once we started going to PJs and, finding out that they really were just commercial, that's when we started going into the smaller coffee shops, like the one my parents' friends owned, or to little coffee shops. I used to go to little coffee shops with my sister. Now she is the first one, I ain't gonna lie, who introduced me to croissants and coffee, because I'm just a poor boy from a poor family. I was just eating my coffee with toast. I guess that was her escape, running through the French quarters, going to, because she liked pastries. And or your melatonin kicked in, you about ready to go out then. And she brought me to this little coffee shop in the quarters. And she was like, we've had croissants before, but I'm about to introduce you to real croissants. Hey Gary, Happy New Year's. How you doing? Thanks, Miss Booster, because I didn't see that. My sister introduced me to different croissants. We would go in that French Quarter. She'd be like, "Look, this is my favorite spot here, but I'm gonna show you some other spots." And we went to this fucking what was the name of that place? I don't know. At first, I was skeptical about going in it or even going to it because they had a lot of cats around. Like, like there was cats all outside, and they had a room that had a cat in it back there and shit. And I was skeptical because peace, blessings, love, and light. Good night to you, 951. Thanks for stopping by. Happy New Year. And so we went up in there, and that was my first time having a croissant with something stuffed in it. Her favorite was the one with Nutella. They toasted it and they put Nutella in it. But they had the cheese and spinach one. That's what I had. No, it didn't go with coffee, but it was lunchtime, brunch. So yeah, I gotta give her that on the pastry shit. She was into her pastries. And then I know the name of that place, yeah, and watch when I get off alive, that's when I'm gonna remember it. Well, it's 1:30. I guess it's time for me to be going to bed. I guess it's not really, but it is. Because like I said, Keisha's feeling better and she wants to take a trip tomorrow. So, I ain't about to let her go out there by herself. I don't even know if she's really ready for a trip. I'm gonna see what she talking like when I go in the room. But thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for staying up with me. You up for the night? Oh no, Miss Boosie, I'm about to no Mel about to I would drink a cup of coffee, but no, that ain't gonna keep me up. I could drink a cup of coffee and not off like that. No word to lie. What I am gonna do is though, oh, your mama a night owl? Excuse me, I knew that one. I Nah, I'm gonna show y'all what I've been doing so far, and then I'm gonna say good night. But I didn't get that far. I didn't do that much while I was on the phone. I started this earlier, right? And just this little pocket here. That's all I did while I was on the phone. And a few other lines. But yeah, I was gonna put down a few more lines and whatnot. But once I really get into it, that's a wrap. I'll be up till I finish it. And I don't like to do that when it's late at night. I'm trying to somewhat get on the sleep pattern. Now I go to bed now. It's like one. I'm not gonna go to bed till 2. But I have to wind down, and yeah. Hold up a second. Hey, I have to wind down to go to bed, and depending on how I feel and how I feel now, it's gonna take me about 30 or so minutes. So I've been drawing. for years. Like this was an outlet that I had as a teenager. Hey, yeah, I know he woke. I know they woke. That's why it don't make no sense to me why they always be playing that role like they don't hear or they incapacitated. Go give me that little sketchbook and stuff like that. Y'all see this? That's what Curtis brought me for Christmas. And I'm gonna tell you a funny story about that. Curtis brought me that for Christmas. No, anyone can be an artist because you want me to tell you something. It's no big secret, but I don't draw faces. I I I don't do bodies. I don't. I might do a little this and that and whatever. But I don't draw people. I don't draw birds. Uh, it's just never really interested me when I would draw. Um, Now, if in my creation those things appear or you see them, that's something else. But I don't never intentionally set out to draw, like really draw faces. Thank you. But now you saw the book I just showed you, right? This is the book I started in. But I'm not gonna say started in per se, but this is the book I had last year. Um, and all of these are drawings. I only got that much paper left. Some of them are drawings, some, but they're all abstracts. Like there's no real set whatever. That I just whatever, and I just draw lines or sometimes I draw. I'm gonna show you. See, just messing around. Just messing around. Ain't no real rhyme or reason to it. But some of them, hold on. Some of them are even just floor plans. It's just whatever. And what that was my divider page to not get marks in my next page. Just whatever. Thanks, Miss Boosie. And there's this one. I and there's this one. I I just some of them. Well, let me say it. The page starts out blank, but I sit there and I draw it. I draw it all in a whatever. Then after I draw it, I start coloring it. You saying that, Miss Boosie? I took 2 years of art. and I still do what I want to do. Like, I guess that's how they figure you start out. Maybe I don't know, but I was in class with real talented motherfuckers who, they could do the backdrops and all that. I'm not interested in all that. I just draw what I want to draw and how I want to draw it, and then I take my time and fill it in. And that's why I was saying these little things sometimes take me hours to do. What the hell made me get a sketchbook that's 3 times bigger? Like this sketchbook, these sheets are 9 by 6. This sketchbook, I think it's something like, let me see, 18 by 12. They're saying that's double the size of this, but that's a lie. This is 4 times the size of this. 18 by 12 and 9 by 6. No, they're a fucking lie. Or maybe it's because of, no. 1, 2. That's the 18. But as I was saying though, I'm about to go to bed. Cause like I said, Keisha is interested in a trip tomorrow. And ain't no way in hell I'm about to let her go by herself. Or with just Curtis. Love my baby, but he don't pay attention to shit. And I'm going to be going now. Yeah, I have colors like, I lost my other ones. Don't know how. And Dwayne decided to buy me Crayolas. I don't like Crayola's color like that. It's not rich enough to me. So while I'm at the store tomorrow, I'll most likely pick me up another pack of those, but not by Crayola. So I'm about to go now, this time really, and because I have to be up for at least 8:39. So I'm gonna go now. Y'all, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all be blessed. Much love and appreciation to all y'all. Till next time, peace, love, and hair grease. Be blessed. Stay safe. Enjoy your family and yourself responsibly. Peace. Good night, y'all. Well, good morning. Have a good day. Happy New Year. Later.